we're just going to take our white and our pink and we're going to roll them a little bit more, make them a little bit snakier. Oh, they're so soft. They feel so good. I like that rolly feeling. If you want to roll them with something like a block like this, that can help make them a little bit more uniform. It doesn't really matter at this point, but it can also help if you're getting tired of doing things one way to switch things up. All right, so we take our two, let's try to make them approximately the same length, although they don't have to be. And we got to pick out this cat hair from B. All right, that's gone. All right, so they're approximately the same length. And we're going to just start twisting them together. We're going to squish them a little bit. We're going to twist them. Twist them together. And I really like to do this. It's so fun because it feels good. You can smush them from the end. You can kind of do this however you want. You can start to crush them a little bit. Smoosh, swoosh. These two are very different textures. The white is a lot softer than the pink, so that's interesting. You can start to roll them. Interesting that the pink has almost disappeared because that white is softer and it kind of covers it up. You can just make little observations about what you're seeing while you work. And you don't have to be like super thoughtful about exactly how you do this. You're just smushing them. You're just smushing your clay together. And as you smush it, you're going to start noticing more of the pink is going to come out. Right? And you get to decide when you're done, when you're ready to quit, right? This marbling, it's an art, and the artist decides how they want it. I think that looks kind of nice. See, it didn't take much to just mix those up. I like that. So I'm going to set it here, and I'm going to push it down with a block. You could also use, I'm going to show you this. This is just like a gift card or a credit card. This one happens to be blank, but this is a nice flat surface that you can use to smash down your clay and make it nice and flat. You can use a roller if you like this, or that jar. But for starters right now, because this clay is pretty soft, I'm just going to push it down with my little card, right, and then pull gently up. One of the nice things about this tile that we're using is that it holds that clay down, so it's not coming back up onto my tool like it sometimes did when I was using other kinds of surfaces. I see there's kind of a little bubble on here. Maybe I can zoom in and show that to you a little more. See how that's kind of uneven? So that's where I just take a little piece of paper and I just lay that over the top and I just kind of rub it. I like the texture of paper, so I like my clay surface to look kind of like paper, so that's why I choose paper. If you like the texture of something else, you can put something else on there, like sandpaper would make kind of a gritty texture, or whatever you like. I'm noticing that this is still a little thicker than I like for my my clay hearts, so I'm going to push it down a little more. Push it a little harder. Push, push, push. I like to use my thumbs. Pop that part. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, I like how it's looking too. Look at that. We're going to use the paper again and kind of give it a little whoosh. Like that. All right, now I'm going to choose one of my cutters and choose this one. I'm just going to put it right there in the middle. I'm going to push down. If you've ever made cookies, it's a lot like making cookies. Just make sure you push it down all the way so that it really cuts through all your clay, so you don't have to worry about clearing off more clay later. And then you can just use your fingernail or something to start to get under here. And if you can't quite get it with that, you can use one of those blades I told you about. Make sure you're using your finger on the side that's not as sharp. And then you just start to pull up that clay from around your cutter like this. If you see little bits, get them off now while it's easy before you pull that clay off of there. And then, whoop, there's our cutter. There's our first heart. I see another little bit, so I'm going to use my fingernail to get rid of it. It's that easy, right? That's it. That's all you got to do to make a marbled heart. Now we're going to just make a whole bunch more of them. We're going to change them around, and then we're going to bake them all together all at once. So now, see, we can take this piece, we can add some more white to it. We're going to condition our white. Just Smush that around. Roll it into something kind of like a, kind of like a little snake. Squish this how you like. Lay them side by side again. Do another little bit of twisting and smishing. Twist them, smish them. Oh, it feels good. I like that. I really do. I hope you do too. I hope you find this feels real good to you. Squish, squash. And here, you know, sometimes I just start working without even really thinking. I'm not telling you what I'm doing. But with that squish, sometimes it's nice to do a little squish and roll, squish and roll, squish and roll. And if you keep doing that for a long time, you know, you're going to get a solid color. You're going to get it all a lighter pink than it was before. But if you quit before it's done, that's when you get the marble. So one of the keys to this is to quit before the two colors are completely merged, unless what you're going for is to get a solid color, and that's okay too. You can make solid hearts if you want. I just happen to really like to make marbled ones. So we're going to work on our same tile. We're just going to go just a little bit higher, and we can use our card again, or I'm going to go ahead and use what I like better, which is this acrylic block. I'm going to put some paper between the acrylic block and the clay, because sometimes the clay does stick to the acrylic block a little bit, and if I use the paper it won't be so hard to pull it up, right? So I'm going to pull that up. Let's change your angle just slightly so you can see that. So this surface looks really nice to me, and this depth looks nice too. You know, you can decide how thick or thin you want these. If you make them super thin, they're going to be more fragile, right? Thick ones are not as breakable. So think about that. But you decide if you want them thick or thin, right? And we're going to put that on there. Sometimes to save my fingers, because I make so many of these, I'll actually put my block on top of this cutter and push down like this. This block is something that I got for scrapbooking. It's actually something that you can line up stamps on and make stamps for cards, but it works out great for this. So one of the great joys of doing a lot of different crafts is you can use your tools from one craft to another. All right, we're going to pull this up. I showed you before that you can pull up your scraps from the outside before you take off your cutter, which is a good idea. I didn't do that this time, so that's okay. I can pull it off afterwards. It doesn't really matter. You do what feels good to you. All right, now we've got two of these hearts. I'm just going to keep making hearts until this whole tile, we got some shaking going on. I'm going to just keep making hearts till this whole tile is full, and then I'll show you how we cure them.